He is everything that you would want from a freshman receiver. He's the best player in the country.
He's put DBs on notice because that's a grown-ass man at 19 years old. You need to check his birth certificate.
Yeah, he's a freak. He's a great player, and he's the greatest at that position I've seen at that age.
Jeremiah Smith comparison right now to me is no different than Julio Jones when he was at Alabama.
How good is Jeremiah Smith?
Jeremiah Smith has been pegged as a first-round draft pick ever since he stepped onto a college football field. Literally, he had 92 yards and 2 touchdowns in his debut. He'll be a lock for the top 5 of the draft. He's just that good. But don't just take it from me. In today's video, we're going to go over different times that NFL legends, coaches, and analysts talked about Jeremiah Smith and what makes him so special. Because this... Alright, KRICH crew, we are back with another one, and first college football video. Y'all gotta let me know in the comments, are we vibing with the college football videos? We got 2 more coming this week also. We got Lane Kiffin and we got an Indiana Hoosiers video. Let's start diving into college football. I'm excited to start adding that to our schedule, whether we're doing extra videos or if we're just doing whatever it is. I am excited to start adding it. Give me some ideas of college football topics you guys want to hear down below in the comment section. And I mean, look, we're talking about Jeremiah Smith, probably whenever he does decide to come out, the #1 wide receiver prospect. You could say top 5 pick in the NFL in 2026 when he comes out, or if he decided to come out this year for some reason. I don't think he can, but that's besides the point because dude is just crazy. I mean, we saw what he did against Michigan this past week, and yeah, he might have flipped off the camera, but OH, am I right? OH. Y'all comment the rest down in the comments, but make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. But now with all of that out of the way, we got to talk about the man, the myth, the legend, Jeremiah Smith, because really NFL stardom has just long seemed destined for Jeremiah. I mean, even his cousin, 2-time Pro Bowler Geno Smith, has known he's got the goods from the jump.
I've seen a lot of great receivers. Man, I was in the house, I was watching. He's ready right now.
And that's the thing too, it wasn't just in his Buckeyes debut that he did impress. The 5-star out of Miami was the top recruit in the class of 2024 and was considered the most exciting wide receiver prospect since Jamar Chase. His ability to recover from an early drop showed his mental fortitude and earned him some seriously high praise from his head coach Ryan Day.
He's built different. He is. Just the way his approach is, you can see his size and speed and all that, but typically somebody with that type of talent doesn't have the discipline, the focus that he does, and so nobody even batted an eye. I mean, nobody said a word. Like, it was like, he's just going to play through this and we're going to be fine. It wasn't even consideration because we see what he does every day in practice, and we knew he was going to settle in.
And look, for the Ohio State head coach to speak that way about a guy after 1 game is insane. But he's getting at the core of why Jeremiah Smith is so unstoppable. A rare combination of unique athletic gifts and tremendous mental toughness. Ryan Day even commented and said Smith's frame is straight out of a video game. 6'3", 223 pounds, a mismatch for any defensive back. On top of that too, he clocked a top speed of 21.6 miles per hour last season, which was 6th fastest in all of college football. His 38-inch vertical makes him untouchable on contested catches with plenty of strength to fight through contact, and he knocked out 20 reps on 225 after all. And that's the crazy thing too. On top of all of those just physical tools and just discipline to stay in that kind of shape, Smith is also just an elite route technician.
Kid who the transition isn't going to be extremely hard for him because he's not a volume catcher. He does a lot of dirty work with a little bit of opportunities, but just a few things. Fast, fluid, smooth. Hell of a route runner. I'm watching this film and he already looks like a pro wide receiver just with his efficiency.
100%.
The way he runs, the way he smooths, puts DBs on skates. I'm talking straight skates. I ain't talking about the new ones. I'm talking about old school, right? He's put DBs on notice because that's a grown-ass man at 19 years old. You need to check his birth certificate.
And look, that's not just bravado, like that's just crazy to hear because we have to genuinely remember that Jeremiah Smith is still a teenager somehow. He went for over 1,300 yards and broke NFL Hall of Famer Chris Carter's freshman touchdown reception record at Ohio State with 15. That record stood for 40 years, so Carter himself had to acknowledge that Smith is a special player. Even when he was asked for his Mount Rushmore of Ohio State wideouts, guess what the first name that came out of Carter's mouth was?
Well, Jeremiah Smith, Marvin Harrison Jr., because both of them would be the only consecutive All-Americans there Jeremiah was first-team All-American as a freshman. That's never been done. Junior was first-team All-American as a sophomore and as a junior.
But the freshman put the nation on notice with his Rose Bowl performance against Oregon, where he caught the ball 7 times for 187 yards and 2 touchdowns.
There was a couple plays where he wasn't in, and then as soon as he gets back on the field, it's like, we know what is going to happen here. He's unguardable.
And it don't matter.
It does not matter.
Like, you don't need me to tell you that that's absolutely insane. So instead, here's another wideout who played at Ohio State and made the Rose Bowl look like child's play, talking about what makes Smith so special.
Jeremiah Smith is, really, something I really never really seen before, honestly, on the field, at that stature, as a receiver, man, a person that can create and eat at all 3 levels, and just a competitor. The competitive spirit, you can just see it. You can just see it when he's out there, and his whole team, just me being on the sideline and his whole team just, coming to him and, saying, let's roll. And, just to bring everybody's confidence on the team, is really just next level, and just shows, what type of person and player he is. So I'm excited to see, the records that he breaks, and, the more rings that he chases at Ohio State.
And look, JSN, I think he knows what it means to play wide receiver at Ohio State after we saw what he did, at Ohio State in that Rose Bowl, and the recent success, I would call it, in the league. But that kind of endorsement is going to bode well for Smith going forward into the NFL, I think. I mean, Pat McAfee broke down how just ridiculous the recent legacy of Buckeye receivers is.
The buy-in from that wide receiver room over there in Ohio State has created just greats through it all. Marvin Harrison Jr., we're like, this guy.
Yeah.
How are you going to get another one?
Ever.
How are you going to Jackson Smith and Jigba, he goes for 347 in the Rose Bowl. How are you going to get another one of these guys? Chris Olave, how are you going to get another one of these guys? And it's like, oh, well, here it is. The youngest one that has ever come through here. And he might be the best one ever. It's like what Hartline's doing over there in that wide receiver room, co-offense coordinator. It's like, what a dog.
And then when the legendary Brian Hartline, the receivers coach who developed all of those names into NFL stars, was asked about what was so special about Smith, he highlighted Jeremiah's mentality.
Yeah, he was definitely already probably more mature than an 18-year-old young man typically is. It speaks high levels of how he was raised and how he's operated. He's definitely a man's man, and really, expects high things of himself, self-driven, and he's had that from the moment I got to know him.
Oh yeah, and speaking of coaches, none other than Nick Saban compared Jeremiah Smith to one of the best wideouts he's ever coached in Tuscaloosa.
I mean, we had Julio Jones, back in 2009 or whatever, and he was that kind of player. And we had lots of first-round draft pick wide receivers, but he was the one guy that you knew if you threw him the ball in a critical situation, he was going to win and he was going to make the play. And I think that's what they got in this guy, number 4.
Curt Cignetti, who was the receivers coach at Alabama while Julio Jones was there, also seconded in that comparison, saying that Julio was a great player. Very similar. This guy's a little looser, more flexible, and I think maybe a hair faster. And now look, to have yourself compared to one of the all-time greats at the wide receiver position in Julio Jones, that's saying something, I would say, right? But then on top of that too, you could even say that Cignetti probably, just what it sounds like, is giving Jeremiah Smith the upper hand over Julio. That's just what it sounds like to me. You let me know down below though. As it turns out though, Saban and Cignetti aren't the only two who see the parallels to Julio Jones, with Bengals legend Chad Ochocinco chiming in as well.
Jeremiah Smith comparison right now to me is no different than Julio Jones when he was at Alabama.
I agree with that.
That's him. That is him. There's no weakness in his game. Man-to-man, bumper run, zone coverage, going deep, intermediate, short, hit your head off the goalpost or anything. That's everything. He's well-rounded and does everything very well. Everything.
He does.
So when I compare them Julio Jones, which some people might be, that's disrespectful, slow down a little bit. He's young. He's only a freshman. I'm telling you, he's only going to get better. He's only going to improve. He's only going to get faster, stronger, get a better understanding of the game. Dude, trust me, that's his comparison. And he will be the number 1 pick in the draft.
You think
unless there's a quarterback that comes out of nowhere and just blows us all away.
And look, it's not hard to see why this comparison gets made so often. Jones stands at a near identical 6'3", 220 pounds, ran a 4.39 40, and had a 38.5-inch vertical jump. The measurables are similar, but turn on the tape and the comparison becomes even more apparent. Like, just the sheer size disparity between them and opposing DBs is a harrowing image to begin with, but then the burst they both have off the line of scrimmage at that size is just unfair. The ability to high point the ball, make spectacular catches, and fight through contact made both Smith and Jones unstoppable forces in the game of football, but it remains to be seen if the youngster can replicate that standard of play once he does make it to the NFL. Even having just seen him as a freshman, many were saying that Jeremiah was ready to go to the league and dominate as a teenager. Marvin Harrison Jr., another one of Ohio State's wideouts, said as much as comparing him to one of the greatest high school athletes of all time who made the transition to pro sports seamlessly.
Like, people, like, and I hate to put pressure on him. Like, so I don't
think he feels it. That's what's unique about him.
But like, I think he is LeBron James of football.
Wow.
Like, he's built differently than everybody else. Just athletically gifted. This is the mindset that he has as a football player. It's really special to see just the talents out the roof, who he is as a person, his character. There is no limit for him. Like, he can do whatever he wants to do. Like, every record there is at Ohio, he's going to have it. It's just, there's nothing he's going to leave college not having done.
And look, we all know Marvin Harrison Jr. was getting that generational tag thrown at him left and right and center ever since he took the field in Columbus, so he knows what he's talking about when he compares Smith to LeBron. Even according to one of college football's most respected analysts in Joel Klatt, the degree of hype is hard to deny because Jeremiah Smith is on track to be one of the all-time greats.
I've tried to pump the brakes on this guy, but it's like, dude, I have not seen this. He, for me, in my career, is one of one for this age and that position. I've never seen anything like it. And I've seen all of these guys come through Ohio State.
We just had the greatest of all time, right? Like Marvin Harrison Jr. But this guy's got a chance to maybe be even better.
He will be, without question, a top 2-3 wide receiver in the NFL sometime fairly soon. And if he stays healthy and hungry, he'll be an all-time great. He is ridiculous. I'm watching the film, dude. The guy is 6'3", 220, and he's just blowing by guys at the second level with his second level release. He might be the best position player this year.
Yeah.
Like, if he could go to the draft, he could be like the second, third pick in the draft this year.
So look, only time will tell if Jeremiah can join the ranks, but NFL legends on the whole seem convinced that he will thrive once he finally does make it to the NFL. He's got it all: the talent, the tools, and the mindset to fulfill the potential and replicate his success at the collegiate level once he does reach it to the NFL.